a toss-up. It's a 50-50. If when I hit start streaming, if it actually starts streaming, or if it gives me an error that says I have to restart my OBS. So, we're live. And I'm going to ping everyone. There we go. Okay. Here's the stream. Oh, wait, I didn't... hold on, let me actually... I didn't do, like, several things. I forgot to do several things. Actually, one thing. There we go. I forgot to set my chat. There we go. Okay. Let me turn the music on. I don't know how audible that is from chat. Should be fine. Hey!
Getting that out of the way, because I know... Before I forget.
Thank you, Fawn. I forgot how loud that alert is. Okay. We have many old theories that we should go over first. Like old, probably outdated theories that are bad.
Oh, the really bad ones. Oh god.
Yeah, like the first one we have here is one from both of us, where we basically had a theory that Sans is a Darkner, which would explain why he bleeds in an Undertale. And he also kind of looks like Lancer. What are your thoughts on that?
We still don't know. He could be a plastic skeleton in the light world.
I mean, have you ever seen Sans move?
Have you ever seen Sans in a dark room?
I mean, entertaining it for a second, yeah, like, I don't know how long the stream's gonna go on, right? Also, hold on, let me turn on the music volume. It is a little bit louder than I thought it would be. There we go. Also, I did forget to say featuring Pond. Whoops.
The pond has been featured.
It's my bad. Usually, I'm a little bit more put together, but, you know, I got like 5 hours of sleep, so... but yeah, like, that was a theory that we had. I kind of understand why I had the theory. It's like, you know, I think it was my theory. I'm not sure if it was... It says me and you both had that theory, like, so...
Yeah, I'd believe it. That sounds like a stupid thing that we would both cling on to, like, they bleed, Sans is bleeding. But for all we know, we hit a ketchup bottle.
Yeah.
Though that did remind me something very interesting to think about now.
Oh?
Chapter 4?
Hold on, let me...
Susie was bleeding.
That's true. Hold on. Let me, I'm gonna put this in text. The theory that we're looking at right now. Hold on.
I just noticed the little fight dojo fist is, like, punching me.
Yeah. Hold on.
As it should be.
This is fine. Let me get... Okay, the color is correct. Why, that's huge, bro! What? What do you mean? Why is it...
Big theory, big news!
Oh, it's at size 256. That explains why. There we go.
You were kind of hoping it would, like, round around back to being, like, super tiny?
No, I just... There we go. We'll put that, like, right here. I don't know where I'm gonna put this, actually.
Please just add a note saying we're both idiots.
Yeah, hold on, let me, Actually, I'll add a separate thing. Disclaimer. Hold on. Where? Man, my ability to do anything on stream right now is like heavily hampered. Okay, that's fine. We'll just have that in huge text for a second.
You and your 3.5 hours of sleep.
Hold on, let's put this in a different font. Oh, hold on. Do I have Comic Sans here? Yes, I do!
I was gonna suggest Papyrus, but both work, basically.
That's really tiny. It should fit right here, though. There we go. There we go. Can I put this? Okay, let me try to make this like actually visible to read properly without being bad. Hold on. Oh, there we go. I can do a background color with opacity. That makes that helps a little bit, right?
Everybody always talks about changing the background. Let's change the foreground.
Oh, I can do an outline. That's actually better. That's much better. There we go. Increase the size a little bit, and then we can get rid of the background completely. There we go. Now it should be visible pretty easily. There we go. Okay. So like the thing about Sans bleeding is, of course, everyone knows it's like the ketchup or whatever, right? That's like the big thing, right? Everyone says it's the ketchup. I always stuck onto it like why does he bleed? Because why would Toby put that in there? You know?
Because he's well, I guess the theoretically correct answer is because he's mortally wounded and not actually dead. Most other monsters, when they're mortally wounded, they don't really bleed as much.
Yeah, well, monsters don't have blood. They have dust.
Oh yeah, they do, because that one kid says, "What's it like having blood and guts inside you?"
Yeah, and then also Susie blood, which is really weird.
Yeah,
unless they don't work the same way, but Gerson was dust, right?
Yeah, he was. Absolutely. Unless Rousey is the one who bled? But I don't know how he would bleed unless Susie, like, smacked his face into the glass pane. Like, I don't like this prophecy. I'm gonna smash your face into it.
Damn. Yeah, that's odd. And unless the monsters do bleed and it's just, like, not the bleeding that we think of? I don't know. It's weird.
Susie must have had a bottle of catsup. That's why Rousey's fur got all red.
But yeah, like, if Sans were a dark nerd, I don't think it makes any sense. First of all, because Sans can't, like, if he was a dark nerd, he wouldn't be able to move in the light world, you know?
Yeah, and in the light world, he would be like a random object. Like, we know that Lancer became a card. So
Yeah.
unless Sans is somehow a Darkner manifestation of a talking skeleton in the light world, and then in the dark world he's something else, I don't see any way he could be that.
Well, the thing is, like, when we made this theory, we didn't necessarily know for sure what Darkners were. This is a Chapter 1 theory. Right.
Oh yeah, before we even knew the whole thing of Darkners are just things that you see in the dark.
Mm-hmm. I think that we didn't necessarily... I think at the end of Chapter 2 we kind of figured that out, right?
Yeah, Chapter 1 hinted towards it very heavily, but we still held out like, oh, maybe, maybe not.
Yeah.
Chapter 2, at that point, we basically said, yeah, most likely that's the case, and Chapter 3 outright confirmed.
Okay. So that's the Sans as a Darkner theory. I think we pretty much addressed... We've run the topic dry, I feel like. Right?
I can still believe deep in my heart.
Let me go to the next one. I'm gonna add a name here. Pond theory. All right, this is a pond theory.
Oh god.
This is a pretty good one, actually. Religion will play a role later on. True. Just true.
How-de-do. That was Chapter 4. Let's go, me.
It's just true. Correct.
I think the only guess the only reasoning I had for this one was we have the book of hymns
in the house,
and we have the whole church thing and how they specifically called out, "Hey, you used to go to church. Why don't you go to church now?" Did I expect the church to be a dark world and all of that to happen? Not at all.
I didn't expect it to be a dark world either, honestly. Especially
Yeah,
not the
I
way
thought
that
it
it
would be like-
was.
Yeah, just like a thing that they talk about, discuss, and then just kind of go on their way. Not all of everything going on.
That's actually something I want to bring up now, though. Since we know more about Chapter 5 now, with this trailer, and also there's apparently a newsletter that came out. I didn't read it yet, to be honest. We kind of know what the Chapter 5 Dark World's going to be, right?
Yeah, it's basically very heavily implied that it's going to be the flower shop.
Yeah.
But now my question for you is, do you think it'll be the main part of the flower shop, the back part, or the mysterious basement?
I think it'll be the back part.
The back where, like, Asgore's wedding flowers are?
Mm-hmm. Or it could be a mix, kind of like the church.
Oh yeah, I could see that, like 3 different Dark Worlds all put together.
That one's a short. That was a short. Like, I just wanted to put that in there because you got it right. Like it's just.
I can't believe I actually got something right.
Oh, here's a really like crack shit pond theory though. You ready?
I knew I'd include some of these.
All right, let me shrink the font size because this is a really long one. I'm just gonna copy it over. That is, oh my god, that is really long. Oh my god. Can I word wrap? I can't word wrap. Hold on. There we go. I do one of those, and then, yeah. There we go. Deltarune will be about dimensions, since Undertale was about timelines. I'm thinking alternate worlds. Dark Worlds was an alternate world, so Chapter 2 will be a different alternate world. That one, that was a pretty crack shit.
Yesn't? Do we consider the Dark World like an alternate, I guess? Sort of? Maybe?
I think you were thinking it would be like a different kind of world, right?
Oh yeah, I was thinking more like, oh, this is the world where this happens. This is the world where things turn out this different way.
Mm-hmm. I don't think you thought it would be all Dark Worlds.
Yeah, instead we have like, the Dark World just looks different depending on where you're at. So it's more like a 1-to-1, not alternate hopping around dimensions, but we could still, if we consider the greater narrative of the opening, with the mystery soul.
With the mystery what?
With the mystery soul of whatever the heck we are.
True.
Because it could be that every file itself is treated as like a different dimension, different way things can go. A different world to mess around in.
That's true. That's true. I haven't thought
Especially
about that.
because I think each file has like very, very slight differences.
Do they?
I recall seeing that in Chapter 1, whatever is in Nazgor's fridge changes depending on the file you're on.
Really? I didn't really think of that. Let me change the music up. We've been on Field of Hopes and Dreams for a while. We'll go to... let's go to Cyber's world. Why not? Okay. Okay, are we ready for a Ned theory? Maybe ready for a Ned theory. Hold on.
Aha, I found it. There have been 2 cases of the save file slot actually changing things.
Oh?
Asriel's drawer changes, depending on your save slot. So the things it can be are either he has a school cross-country shirt with a tear in it, a very old school ID with an embarrassing haircut, or a coupon book where every coupon is for half off a large pizza.
Interesting.
And the other one that can change is Chapter 3, TV World's TV Dinner.
Really? TV dinner?
It's either a TV-shaped pre-made meal. It even has a giant crumb for your favorite pie. A TV-shaped pre-made meal, the TV's pointy nose is used as a cone for the ice cream. Or a TV-shaped pre-made meal, unfortunately, a vegan steak seems to be a normal shape.
Okay. So it's like that. Very,
Oh, weird. And it looks like, depending on who eats it, based on the description, different people have different reactions to it. Neat. So yeah, it seems like there's very little differences so far, so... Potentially something, potentially nothing. But it does kind of change some slight things. Like the way it makes you think about Asriel and what you know about him. And like some little miscellaneous quirks having to do with the food. Aside from that, nothing major. So I guess it's nothing important. It's not important, but not too unimportant.
True. Like the eggs.
The eggs.
So my theory here was the teleport doors are the same as the door to Sans' room in Undertale, with fire coming out of the bottom. Which is not actually a theory, but just part of our bardo speculation on the game's ties to Undertale. Which are pretty much confirmed at this point now because of the Sans song popping up in the end of Chapter 4.
Boy. So if he has that, if that's the door to his room that just like teleports him somewhere else in Undertale, where would it take him to?
Good question.
Yeah,
maybe it takes him
every
home.
other door so far in Deltarune, when you use it, it takes you to another door.
Yes.
In like the same general area.
So I wonder if it takes him... That's really weird. That's a really good question. We also know that Sans can kind of like teleport on his own.
Yeah, because if he can also do that like on his own without needing the door, why does he have the door in the first place?
Maybe it takes him to a different world or something. Like, I don't know.
Is that how he gets to Deltarune?
That'd be really weird.
Does he have a door in the back of in his house? Is that why Papyrus hasn't shown up? He refuses to go for the door because Sans didn't pick up his socks.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know, man. It's odd. It's really strange because that is the same graphic. I'm pretty sure. The flaming door is like the same graphic as Sans' room.
Yeah, that does make sense. It really is the exact same graphic, from what I can tell.
It's one of those things where we found it and we were like, wait, what?
Yeah, so it's tricky in the... Is he just reusing the asset? Is it actually the same thing? Toby's insane, so it could be, it could not be, who knows?
Yeah. Was also part of our, I think that's also part of our theory on Sans being a Darkener as well, because of that. Was because of the door. But it doesn't make sense, because he doesn't seem to have any real memory from Undertale. Unless he came... No, this actually makes sense now that I'm thinking about it. Unless he went to Undertale from Deltarune. Because the theme in Undertale is it's raining somewhere else, but in Deltarune it's the place where it rained. That means that like it's the past tense, right? It's the past tense.
Right. You're starting to cook.
So maybe Sans in Deltarune is actually pre-Sans in Undertale.
Now, what if Sans has had access to the Dark World in Undertale, right? because he could have seen if they have similar system of the whole once it gets dark enough, then he could have seen the door and just recreated the door to see if he could.
True.
It could be like one of his attempts to hopefully get around our whole time travel shenanigans.
That's true. That's true. Oh, and of course, Sans does have the photo of Chris, Susie, and Rousey? Question mark. 3 smiling figures or whatever.
Ominous.
Yeah. That is like a pretty much confirmed tie as well, right? Oh yeah, actually, that's my next point in the theories here. Was it's literally that Sans has a photo of 3 smiling people on it with the room words "Don't forget" in his secret room. That is the next thing I had written down.
Oh yeah, that screams every single type of Chekhov's gun that is imaginable.
Yeah.
The fact that it's 3 people that he's not supposed to forget.
Yeah, so it's like, okay. Well, that's like a thing that we could spend forever talking about, right? Like it's a long one, you know. Who knows for that?
Oh no! What if Deltarune is a prequel to Undertale?
That is what I was getting at, I think. Yeah.
Oh, the humanity! That sounds terrible. I hate this timeline. Let's undo this. Undo.
Pawn theory time. We're gonna spend chapter 2 with Papyrus.
Son of a.
Okay, but what if we did? What if we did spend chapter 2 with Papyrus?
Cyber Papyrus.
That would be sick.
Papyrus on the smart coaster.
Oh my god, Birdley is kind of like Papyrus.
Take that back right now. Do not besmirch my son.
He's a little bit, at least a little Papyrus-like, you know? He's just a little bit.
Just because they both would play Earthbound does not make them alike. You play Earthbound to feel superior. I play Earthbound to look at the cool costumes. We are not the same.
Alright, well, we can go past that one. That's a silly one. Here's another pawn theory. Well, this is not a pawn theory. This is just a pawn speculation, postulation. I'm worried about Azrael.
But a theory.
That's what you said.
Oh.
I'm worried about Azrael.
Still am. I still am.
Yep.
He has not showed his face, made contact with anyone, not even Burger Pants. There's no outside world connection. He's something going down.
I can go more into my Azrael theories later. I got a lot of them, okay?
The game's like hyping him up so much. There has got to be something more to this.
Yeah. Let's see. I got a Ned theory next here. An old Ned theory. This is this is a bad one. This is one of my stupid ones. Hold on. Let's see. There it is. You are forced to do a pacifist run in Chapter 1 because you will be forced to do a genocide run in Chapter 2.
It's not so much forced as it is proceed.
Yeah, but it's not... Yeah. It's also just false. This is just a false statement.
Oh, but can you imagine if the Snowgrave was forced on you?
Yeah, if Snowgrave was well, I mean, that's actually a theory a lot of people have, is that Snowgrave is the canon, the good ending or whatever, right?
Yeah, I completely disagree. We are doing some terrible things. This is gonna go horribly wrong.
What if it's the only way to avoid the bad ending of the prophecy?
I could kind of see that the prophecy's gonna have a terrible ending, but if Snowgrave is the only way out, that's gonna be a hollow victory.
Yeah.
We did it, Rouse. We stopped the prophecy. All it took was burning down hometown.
Yeah, why not? Hold on, let me, where the hell did I get this image from? How do I open this? Hello? How do I download this image?
I found it. I just sent you an image that is just what I realize we are right now.
Yeah, true. Okay, I can't get the image, unfortunately. But I'll just bring it up. Hold on, let me get my theory here written down. There is a note. I'm gonna write the note down first. Hold on.
No. Okay, that's what you're doing. I just saw no rent received, and I'm like, man, are you like trying to do a call for help? Do you need more subs from people?
That was my theory. That note's from Kara, because it's from C.
Ah, yes, a little murderous creature.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you look at where it is in the flower shop, it's with the 7 flowers, or it is 7 flowers. It's with the 7 flowers.
Chapter 1, when we were trying to connect anything to Undertale.
Yeah, that is true. But in reality, though, the answer to this mystery is actually it's from Carol, obviously, right?
Yeah, and it makes sense with what we know now that she's likely the one helping fund his flower shop as, like, a friend.
Yeah.
Especially with, like, how he's cleaning up in the house. He's probably doing that, acting as her, like, house cleaner to get some extra loose change.
Yeah, it makes sense. Let me change the music. Oh, fuck. Sorry.
Do you think Carol is going to show up in Chapter 5 inside the Dark World?
Ooh, that would be weird.
Like, she'll just bust in like, you haven't paid rent yet. I'm going in anyway.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, let me, okay, I got the music changed. Alright, let's see. Next thing we've got here is... Oh god, here we go again with the Undertale connections. This is all. Most of this is from me because I was the one who was primarily pushing this.
I'm also terrible about writing things down.
Well, like from back in the day when we actually wrote these down on in Discord. But you know, the characters feel like they're incarnations before Undertale happened, but the town feels like it's after Undertale happened. That's not really a theory; it's just a postulation again. But it's a talking point.
I can see that. Most of them do seem to act like they're before Undertale character development selves.
Yeah, I mean, especially Caddy and Braddy.
Oh yeah, absolutely, those two. It feels like Toby's just kind of leading us on with those two.
Yeah. It's interesting, like, that. I don't think that it's really connected to Undertale, right? Like, now at this point, that's not really a thing I'm thinking anymore, but there's a lot of things that are like, oh, that's a weird coincidence, you know?
Oh yeah, a lot of it feels like it's the same, so honestly, I believe that Deltarune is probably what Toby wanted to make Undertale to be. It's just Undertale was his last hope at trying to make a game out of his characters.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then it made tons of cash and money for him to be able to fund this one.
This is like a paragraph of a theory. Jesus. What in the world? Hold on, let me format it again.
One of yours, like
yes.
You're postulating the theory of relativity. This is actually the world after the pacifist ending, after you get the genocide. What?
Hold on. Let me format it properly.
happy end, but it's also the bad end with everybody's dead, actually, and we're in a coma. It's like every bad creepypasta theory all in one.
Hold on. I actually haven't read this yet because I'm still trying to fix the text.
Oh, it is certainly a theory.
Okay, this is fine.
And did you read this in Burley voice?
This is actually the world after the pacifist ending you get after clearing genocide once. The world where you get the happy ending, but it's implied Kara returns and kills everyone. My thought is that maybe Kara did something, killed the main cast, and they somehow popped back into existence while everyone else and everything else stayed the same. And then Kara left Frisk's body after that or something. Oh, yeah, this is like, this is the theory that, this is actually, like, after, Undertale, right? Where it's like, it's a sequel to Undertale, right? And then
it's a sequel where everybody is dead, but not really.
Well, our soul being evil, right? And Chris not actually being evil. That would play into that.
Yeah, I could see kind of where you were going with this one, but
we didn't.
Wow.
Again, this was I think this was still Chapter 1 theories.
Oh yeah, most definitely a Chapter 1 theory. But wow, were we stupid back then?
Oh, and the next one is kind of a follow-up on this, which...
Because I vaguely recall I was agreeing with you, like, yeah, you're right, you're cooking.
Yeah, the next one is actually a follow-up on this one. It came from both of us, and it's actually the last one of our old theories here, which is just... Hold on, let me just post it in here. The soul is actually Frisk's soul, and by extension, Chris is Frisk's vessel. That was both of our theories.
See, of all of them, this is somehow the most reasonable, because I realized we don't know if Chris actually has a soul of their own.
Yeah, but I don't think it's Frisk's soul.
Oh yeah, it's not Frisk, probably. It's some other mystery soul.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's all of our, like, old Chapter 1 theories. I didn't get any of our Chapter 2 theories, unfortunately. I couldn't find them. We didn't pin them anywhere in our Discord.
I think mostly the main theory we had was, who's Mike? What is Mike? What is Mike?
Yeah. Well, I've got some of those now. A lot of the Chapter 2 theories are still relevant now. Right? Okay. Let me bring up... These are mostly my theories at this point. Okay. These are not as stupid, because these are actually, like, informed recently, right? They're not as dumb.
We've become so much smarter and wiser.
I wouldn't say that, but... Spamton said, we don't need easels or CRTs, we don't need Mike. Who's an easel? Chapter 5 encounter? That's my question. That's my theory.
So, with what we know so far, Chapter 5 probably being inside of the flower shop.
Well, I didn't know about
we
that.
Actually, well, it's basically almost confirmed with the whole flower theme we're going. Mm-hmm. But a thought just occurred to me. Was Asgore an artist? Is he known for painting?
I don't think so. Was he? It feels like something he would do, to be fair. But I don't really remember him actually doing it.
It feels like something he does, but I don't really recall. I know he does the hedge trimming at the end. For some reason, I was thinking, oh, at the end he was painting a flower, but no, he was just trimming a bush.
Mm-hmm.
Who do we know that is an artist type person?
Actually, didn't we get an Easter egg about drawing?
drawing.
Isn't the chapter
I'm not
4 one
bringing bells? Chapter 4 drawing.
with the dark
Chapter
area?
4 in the egg room. We were
Yeah, the egg
drawing,
room.
the
Yeah.
therapy drawing.
So maybe that's the easel? But then that's really questionable.
The other option is that it's just a Spamton being Spamton. And it's when you mention CRTs, that's when he suddenly starts thinking about Mike and such.
Oh,
But that feels a little loose, so I'm still on the lookout for that easel.
sorry, that's
as
my
well.
alarm clock. Hold on, there we go.
This is the time where Ned normally wakes up.
Yeah, actually. But yeah, I don't know. Like, at first I was thinking of like I saw easels or CRTs, right? And my first thought was, oh, we had those already. And then I was like, no, wait. What I was thinking of as an easel was Shudda. Because it's like
that's
colorful.
more like that's a camera.
Yeah. Well, it's colorful, and it kind of has like a round shape, so my brain was like, oh, that's an easel. I don't know why. But yeah, that was my first theory. It was just like a random one. Here's
Now that I actually think about it, it does kind of have some weight in it.
Oh,
Just the fact that we have no idea what an easel could even be, or even who has access to art type supplies in that hometown.
That's
None of the
true.
characters seem like artists, or anybody who would paint or draw.
that is true.
Maybe Alfie's, but I don't feel like Alfie's would be able to draw her way out of a paper bag.
Yeah. Also, with that Easter egg room, that does imply that there is somewhere that Chris went and drew something at some point in time.
Neo-Spamton. Neo-Spamton was an art that file, a drawing that somebody saved, right?
Was he?
Yeah, that's what I'm starting to remember. That somebody painted or made the Neo-Spamton suit.
Huh.
Let's see if I-
Oh, it would be Alphys, because it's Mettaton Neo.
Yeah, so unless when he was talking about easels, he was referring to the person who made it, which was his power, what he was after to get that power of Neo.
I mean, that was, by the way, that was pure speculation. Like, I say it's Alphys, but like it's like, oh, that's the most obvious thing in the world, but it could not be.
It would make sense to be Alphys because of the power of Neo and the way it's all drawn in very anime style.
Yeah. And obviously, Alphys and Undertale made, not Phantom, Mettaton Neo. Yeah. Let's see. Besides that, let's put this one aside because this is like a weird speculation thing. We could go on for days about this. I got this long paragraph of text again. Hold on. Not a theory. I just do not trust Ralsei at all. True. Wait. Where's? Okay. Oops. The more chapters we go, the less I trust Ralsei. Every time we imagine Susie or anyone doing anything, we come back to find Ralsei has been whispering stuff to us off screen. True. True. Hold on. And we know that when we are not in control of Chris, Chris is in control of Chris. What has Ralsei been telling Chris?
That's a good point there, which is actually related to one of the theories I have. You see, I think that... Well, we both basically think this, that the prophecy likely already happened.
Yes, that is something I'm going to bring up later, I think? Hold on.
I think Ralsei is talking to Chris about that, what they have to do, and things of that nature.
I think that Ralsei might be talking to Chris about stuff that we shouldn't know yet.
Yeah, Ralsei is suspicious, but I wouldn't say I don't trust the fluffy boy. I feel like his suspicious activity is out of good intentions towards us. Maybe.
But the thing is, I'm like wondering, first of all, there's also another part of this that I didn't even like bring up in this paragraph of text. Let me see. Did I bring this up later? I did not. Okay. Another thing I wanted to say about Ralsei is, why is Ralsei able to go to every Dark World? There is no other Darkener that can do that. We have to bring them manually over to every other Dark World. Except for Ralsei. Ralsei just appears.
Yeah, Ralsei's able to traverse the Dark Worlds by himself.
Which doesn't make any sense.
It makes sense in the first area, because you have the door right there that leads right to it.
Yes. He actually goes with you. But then Chapter 2 and beyond, it doesn't make any sense. Every other Darkener had to be carried over. Why did Ralsei just
That
show
also
up?
makes me wonder about what makes this Dark Fountain so special.
Yes, that's also a good point as well.
Because it's located in a closet of all places.
Mm-hmm.
Is it just the idea that the closet has no windows, no light out perks, so it is the darkest dark in the whole town?
I mean, he does say it is made of pure darkness. That was what his explanation was.
But, see, I have a theory that is really weird or dumb, or I don't know how I feel about it. The bunker.
Ooh.
The bunker. It is below the town.
So it's even darker.
It must be... what I'm thinking is, the bunker is where the Dark World's purest darkness is, and that's why it was locked up and put behind the gate and the codes.
Mm-hmm.
But for some reason, like a hole opened up in the closet or something, so the darkness started to seep in there, which is why it is the purest darkness. And if it's underground, it's potentially Rousey to traverse throughout the town like that.
Oh, you're cooking. You're actually cooking. Hold on. Let me bring up the. We got like a dual theory here. This is kind of like related to that, right? Hold on. We both of us have the same general theory. Let me. I'll put both of them in. Hold on. They're long though. Hold on. Let me just do that, and then it'll be easier like to do this like this way first, and then fix the formatting. Okay, hold on. Let me fix the formatting now. Before Chapter 1, I can hit.
Ned versus formatting, the eternal struggle. Who will win, Ned or the left-align tool? He's doing his best. He's hitting enter in the right spots, but is he thinking about the width? The pixels, Ned, the pixels!
Maybe? There we go. And then yours is easier, because I can just do like that. There we go. Okay, so my theory is...
I wrote rodeo.
There was an adventure in the Dark World with a different crew before Chapter 1. Chris and two others went through various Dark Worlds before the game ever started. The prophecies that refer to our heroes in Chapter 4 are actually referring to that original gang and not Chris, Susie, and Ralsei. And you had a similar thing of the prophecy already happened, which is why Jess is gone. And Chris just seems too familiar with how the Dark Worlds work for this to be their first rodeo.
Yeah, especially with how Chris right away could just, right after Chapter 2, they just pull out the knife, boom, new portal. They had the door open, everything set up for it all in mind.
Yeah, Chris knows way too much. So either Chris is being really, like, given a lot of information by whoever he's talking to when he's off camera, or they're off camera, sorry, excuse me. Or this theory is correct. You know what I mean?
See, there's also the save file. Before you save, the save file belongs to Chris.
Yeah, that too. That's also a thing. The save file does belong to Chris and not whoever your name is.
Yeah, I know I had another thought about this one. Brain, don't let me down now.
I also was thinking of, like, I don't know, like, There's a lot of thoughts about this I have. My brain is not working either.
Like, we know that the prophecy has some sort of bad ending for something. And, well, if it happens, then it could be, oh, something happens to one of the characters in the quest. That could be what happened to Des. They have to be sacrificed for the greater good.
Yeah.
I'm thinking maybe the original four people group was, well, it wouldn't really be 4 people. It would probably be Des, Asriel, and maybe Ralsei.
I would say Des, Asriel, and Chris.
Chris? Maybe, but the prophecy does specify it would be a prince from the dark, one of them. So we would need a human, a monster, and a prince from the dark.
True.
So I guess Chris?
Maybe?
Asriel and Ralsei?
Maybe. That's odd, because... Ooh, that's weird.
Actually, maybe Chris, Noel, and... Oh no, it's a bot. Kill it.
I'm going for... Oh, you already got it.
Murder. Stab, stab. I chose to fight. I chose violence. Because we do know that... yeah, we know it has to be a monster, a human, and a prince from the dark. The only prince from the dark that we know of is Ralsei. Then maybe it would be young Noelle, because we know that she witnessed whatever happened.
Maybe.
And then Chris, due to being the only human. Unless Hometown is like this weird secret ring of humans they sacrifice to the prophecy every now and then.
Yeah, like... I don't know, it's weird. The whole thing is crazy.
Yeah, and then Des somehow got involved with it at some point. And that's what happened, that Des got caught in the crossfire, which is why the Dark Worlds and everything still exist in like a messed up way, and the prophecy has to go again.
Okay. I have another theory here that's... I feel like I can cross this up because I kind of already brought it up with the Ralsei, I don't trust Ralsei thing. It's just Ralsei is evil. Like,
Ralsei could bring you a cake and you're like, what machinations does this demon have?
Yeah, it's not really a good... It's I mean, I already put that down, basically. I already brought it up. I already pretty much brought every point I had for that up with the previous one. But there's a related...
On the right, he's flat. He's on the floor. He's defenseless. What evil does he have?
I do have another theory, however, in the same vein, that is related to Ralsei being quote-unquote evil. Hold on. Let me fix these up here. Oh god, the menu is... There we go. That was really, like, it was cursed. Sorry. It was not working right. There we go. That's a long one as well. Hold on. Yeah, we'll just go after the punctuation. You know, that's fine. There we go. There. Ralsei is a figment of Chris and Susie's imagination, or is not what we see him as. Nobody seems to recognize or remember him very well besides them, and they don't even have any interest in doing so. Think of Birdley and Noelle in Chapter 2, never bothering to learn his name and barely referencing him at all, and Gerson hardly acknowledges his presence as well. Like, nobody pays attention to Ralsei at all besides Chris and Susie.
Right, and then there's also the whole thing with the T.
Yeah, and also I want to point out as well, there are points that counter this. Like, there are points where Ralsei is talked to directly and, like, you know, he speaks directly. People address Ralsei, right? However, these are only when Ralsei is speaking. These only happen when Ralsei speaks and not when... Like, people... If it's the other way around, nobody ever speaks to Ralsei. Right? So, like,
right.
At the end of Chapter 2, when he's talking about the Titans or whatever, right? That's Ralsei speaking up himself, and not them, you know, addressing Ralsei, you know?
On a related note, I found the T amounts.
Isn't it 0 for Ralsei? T? On all of them?
Rousey T just gives very little.
Yeah.
Rousey T gives 10 HP to Rousey, I guess, and 50 to Noelle, which is pretty darn low.
Yeah, doesn't it give...
I am sending you the healing amounts for the tea and also the flavor text. The one that's interesting is what happens when Noelle drinks the Rousey tea. Just considering it being, this is just water, this is a prank, right?
Yeah.
It could either be because she hasn't met Rousey and the tea is based on your affinity to the person.
Oh. There's nothing in here. It's unused, though. That's actually what it says. For, Noelle, isn't it?
Oh, that might be a different variation.
It's unused, is what it says. Because maybe you can't actually give Rousey tea to Noelle because she's leaves the party before you can do that? Question mark?
I think there might be a way to do it, but...
The note says unused. As well as, Susie tea, too. I wonder why it says unused. Odd.
What? Oh, I found another unused thing. So in Chapter 4, if you tell Rousey it's okay not to smile, the healing amount from Chris drinking Rousey tea changes from 60 to 100.
Wait, say again? Like...
So you know in Chapter 4, after Rousey has that moment of crying and not knowing what to do?
Mm-hmm.
And you say, it's okay not to smile?
Uh-huh.
When that means now the Rousey tea will heal Chris for 100 HP instead of 60.
Oh, that's really weird.
Especially because at that point you can't really drink the tea anymore, it's all rotten.
Yeah. That means that Chris likes Rousey more, I'm pretty sure, right?
Yeah, because in Chapter 2, you only get 60, which is
Wait, that's weird. That's weird. That's like a mean response, isn't it? Hold on a second.
Yeah, it starts at 60 in Chapter 2, but if you tell Rousey it's okay not to smile, it goes up to 100. So doing that makes Chris and Rousey get closer.
That's really weird. What the hell? Oh, there's so many weird things in this game, man.
Oh, but that means if they already have that level of distance between them, because Chris and Susie, that's 120 HP right there, baby.
Mm-hmm.
That means that Chris and Rousey's bond is weaker than Chris and Susie by that point. So that means Chris and Rousey could not be the ones that went on the adventure together in the past, unless something in the past really screwed up between them.
I think that the HP restored is just how they feel about the other character, to be fair.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, if something in the past adventure happened that Chris and Rousey Chris no longer likes Rousey, that could be why it's a lot lower.
Yeah, that's true, yeah. Okay.
The tea is actually really good at just making you go crazy.
All right, I got this. I got a dual theory again. We got two different theories that kind of match up again. Hold on, let me grab them. His pawn theory is this. Okay. Let me format it again. Okay, there's that. And then pawn theory. Oh God, OBS, please. There. Okay. My theory was Chris went to talk to the Roaring Knight at the end of Chapter 2, which is obvious, but slashed Toriel's tires because they actually wanted Undyne to get kidnapped, not Toriel. And your theory was, everyone assumes Chris is working with the Knight and is evil, but I'm thinking they're only doing that due to coercion or to prevent an aspect of the prophecy. These are related because, like, you know, they're related talking points, right? Like, if you think about it, right? Chris is working to do something, like Chris is doing something to prevent the prophecy, so that's why Chris slashed the tires, and wanted Undyne to get kidnapped and not Toriel. Right.
Now, if Undyne is kidnapped, that should give them access to the police code to open up the bunker, right?
Maybe.
Yeah, because Luke does not know it. The only other ones who knew it were Undyne and Asgore.
Mm-hmm.
But it said that you need all three to open the bunker, though, and the bunker was already opened by the Knight. So the Knight wouldn't really have a reason to kidnap Undyne, unless they just needed that code.
Yeah. But that's also a good question. Why were they trying to kidnap Toriel? Why did they settle for Undyne?
Yeah, it could be a case of, oh, I have taken Undyne, and now Asgore has to... I have taken Toriel, now Asgore has to cooperate. But then if you're going to do that, just kidnap Chris. Chris was literally right there helpless.
True.
Actually, yeah, if they're working with Chris, why not just pretend to kidnap Chris and be like, now Asgore, give me the code I need.
Maybe they need Chris to... Oh, they do need Chris to be doing what Chris is doing, because only Chris can steal the Dark Fountains.
Right. So yeah, if they took them for some reason, it wasn't for the code. I'm thinking maybe they took Undyne because can't let the adults in the room know about the Dark World. But then the bunker is clearly already a Dark World, so they obviously know something's going down in there.
Maybe, yeah, Who knows how long the bunker's been a Dark World?
Oh, that's a good point, because if it's a fairly recent thing, maybe it's a case of don't let the adults know that the Dark World is back. Because if they wanted to keep the Dark World secret, why not kidnap Noel? Why leave Birdly to his devices?
Yeah.
Why let Chris and Susie keep running amok?
It's a good question.
And it's very clear that the Knight does want us to keep sealing fountains. Because again, they could have just ended us beforehand.
Yeah.
Actually, good question. I don't remember now. At the end of chapter 3, were they about to just end Chris there, and then Undyne interfered? Or was it something else?
I think they were to just kidnap Toriel. It seemed like that way. And you gotta think, like Chris also kneels. Chris doesn't get defeated like the others, quote unquote defeated. Chris kneels, which is weird. I mean, even if you win,
immune to swoon?
Chris does not get swooned.
Yeah, so either something is special about Chris in that they don't swoon, or that they were going easy on each other.
Yeah, because Chris also doesn't hit the Roaring Knight as hard as they would to other enemies.
One of my theories for that one is actually Chris isn't hitting as hard because their fighting spirit isn't as strong. They're fighting intentions because they're scared for some reason.
It could be that. It could also just be, Chris.
Because Chris does more damage the more everybody else falls.
That's true.
So if the damage is going up, it's clear it's not just I'm gonna just pretend to fall for this. No,
That's
Chris
true.
gets angry and upset and wants to fight harder.
Although, again, it kind of does change with winning the fight. Because, once again, Chris kind of just gives up at that point. Don't they? The Knight takes out Susie and Azrael, and then there's just like a flash of darkness. And then suddenly Chris is kneeling, right? Isn't that how it works? I don't really remember exactly, but that's what I think it was like that.
Yeah, something like that. I honestly believe it's more like at that point Chris just got hit really hard and has just lost the strength to keep standing.
Maybe. That's how it is if you lose the fight. For sure.
Right.
But there's no the other two, it shows the Dark Knight hitting them. But Chris, it doesn't show that. It just shows, like, it just skips, you know what I mean? It skips to Chris kneeling. Which is weird.
I'm leaning towards taking that towards Chris just gave up hope at that point. Just saw, oh, I couldn't do this with my friends. Everybody's down. We can't keep going. It's happening again.
Maybe, yeah. We don't know. Like, we don't know if Chris is good or bad. The thing is, right? Chris could be, could be a good, you know, could be a good. Or Chris could be doing bad things. We don't actually know. We don't know if, like, this, like, the thing is, with Snowgrave, Chris gets really pissed off. Right?
Yeah, I'm choosing to believe that's because Chris is a good being and doesn't want anything bad to happen to Noelle.
That could be true. But it could also not. Right? But we don't know. Like Chris is odd, very strange.
Random question, can you equip the ribbon to Noelle?
I'm not sure. What ribbon?
Any of the ribbons, because I know you can't equip them to Susie.
Well, I know you can't remove her watch unless you go Snowgrave.
Really? I kind of just take it off all the time.
Really? I don't remember. Maybe I'm crazy. I don't remember. But, yeah, it's been too long for me to remember that, really.
The with the ribbon is that it cannot go to Susie. So it sounds like everybody else can equip ribbons just fine.
Mm-hmm. Susie just doesn't want to wear it.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, I wonder if Noelle is supposed to be the monster in the theory. Or
yeah, that's what I'm thinking, that it would probably be Noelle, and because Susie is there for whatever reason, the prophecy has changed course, because remember what Gerson said about Susie, that she reminds him of the dragon, not one of the heroes.
Yeah.
So it could be that Susie was supposed to be like the first villain that Noelle, Chris, and Rousey took down. Also, weird thing I just found out. If you start Chapter 2 without using one of the saved files from Chapter 1, Rousey's default armor is White Ribbon and Amber Card.
Weird.
So I guess we can kind of... Flavor text, I found it.
Oh?
When you equip the ribbon to Noelle, she says, feels familiar.
That makes sense. It kind of makes sense. I mean, it just kind of seems like something that she would wear, first of all. You know? But, yeah.
If you put the twin ribbon, nostalgic, huh?
Interesting. So that does kind of, like, strengthen the theory, right? Pawn, I need you to do something for me. I need you to... Hold on. I need to send you an image here. I need you to find the this on the wiki for me, please, so I can put this in my stream, because this is too small. These guys, these things. Can you find them?
The Wrigley Boys?
More so the sleeping thingy, or whatever it is on the left. But both.
The pile of dust?
Yeah, both of them.
Okay, let's see if we can find the Wrigglers.
Or just like a screenshot, even, if you could find that, it'd be fine. I can't really use this because I didn't realize I couldn't grab the image once I posted it here.
Let's see. Fountain. Balls. Continuation. I wish I could think of what the heck those things are called.
Yeah, that's why I was like, I don't know how to do this. Hold on, let me grab my, let me start putting the theory in while you're doing that. Let's see. I could just... Hold on, Can I just do like this?
Never change, Toby. Never change.
Oh.
They're called wobbly things.
Yeah, there you go. Hold on. That actually, can I get a screenshot with all of them? No, not really. That's annoying.
Found this.
Yeah, that's those things, right? But then I want the other one too. The image I found here has the subtext of, okay, does anyone know whatever the fuck these things are from the first Duck World?
They're wobbly things. Wobbly things.
Hold on. Hold on. I'm getting the image now.
Why are these things? They have an actual name. Oh, that is.
Hmm?
Okay, let's see. Can we save this as?
I think primarily I want to use this. I'm not going to use the wobbly things, or the wiggly things, whatever they're called.
The wobbly things.
Yeah. This thing, anyway. Let me get back to my theorizing here.
The dust pile. I was about to say that thing actually has a name.
Dust pile.
Dust pile.
Okay, those things. And the wobbly things, both of them. Let me grab my theory again. Also, that's fucking menacing, isn't it? Dust pile? Knowing what monsters turn to when they die? Anyways. My theory was... Do that, and then do that, and that. Okay. My theory is that these creatures are an indicator of someone's, maybe Ralsei's, maybe not, involvement with the Dark World. Or they're an indication that the Dark World has been opened by someone in the past. Like, they're old and have weird growths as a result. That's why Chapter 1 we had these, and also Chapter 3 we had these.
The weird thing to think about with the wobbly things is a lot of them seem pacifistic. They can just kind of stand there and don't do anything threatening. But then there's the ones that attack you.
Yeah.
So they clearly have some sort of will of their own.
Yeah. But yeah, like, my theory is that these are like... Right. Chapter 1, the closet's open. Who knows how long it's been a Dark World? Maybe it's just because they're old Dark Worlds, right?
Right.
But it's almost assured that Chapter 3's Dark World, we've been there before. Considering that Chris opened it and was like, seemed to know exactly what to do with it, right?
Right.
So then, that would explain that. And then there's also Chapter 2 and 4 that didn't have these. Maybe they're new Dark Worlds.
Another thing to point out is, in Chapter 1, if you check out the TV, it says that it has not been used for a long time and is covered in dust.
Also true.
That's why the Chapter 3 Dark World does have dust piles and wobbly things.
Maybe. Could be that it's just dusty, yeah?
Toby, tell us what the wobbly things are. We demand answers. That theory is like a thing to think about, because they are in both Chapter 1 and 3, and it seems odd to me. I have another theory from my own part here. Nothing to do with the dust pile, though, so we can go to that now. Maybe they're fungus? It says that spores is what their attack is called.
Yeah. I mean, it kind of makes sense. Alright, here we go. Here's my crazy crack shit theory. Hold on, let me get some more appropriate music for this. Where is it at?
That can do anything.
Yeah, that's right. Where is... We'll do... We're gonna put on Black Knife for this one. I don't know why.
Black Knife is absolutely a banger.
Yeah. All right. Let me do that. Oh, whoops. There we go. This is like this was me making a theory at like 4 a.m. by the way. Freedom will allow us to break the prophecy, and only freedom. Jeffel wanted it, Spamton wanted it. What is freedom? Due to their mental state, perhaps freedom is actually a form of insanity. If the dark world is darker than dark, then perhaps freedom is a Joker-esque super sane type of thing? Question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark.
I peer beyond the veil.
Like, maybe they are seeing things that others do not, you know? Like, they actually are, you know? They actually know what they're talking about. And we are the ones who are blind,
related.
right?
I have a pawn theory related to this.
Oh?
The dark crystal, the shadow crystals, when you hold them up and you look through them, what you see.
True, yeah. You see the light world.
Yeah, when you're in the dark world, you see the light world like that. But there is one instance of you using it in the light world.
Oh?
You look at your hand and you see nothing.
Ooh. That's right. Yeah, that is really weird. But that's another question, like, what is freedom? If freedom, like, freedom has to be that, right? It has to be something that lets you break the prophecy, because that's like, you know, you defy fate with freedom, right? That's like the general like thing that everyone does, you know. Fate is a thing, but then you also have free will or whatever, and so fate can't be a thing, right? Like, Are you saying anything, or I'm not hearing you now for some reason?
Oh, sorry. I pulled up the shadow crystal things, which you see, and oh boy, there are some ominous ones.
Oh.
But you know, when it comes to the freedom idea, I'm thinking that it's the idea of making your choices matter.
Right.
That's why Spamton treats it as being a big shot, being strong enough to make it so that what actions you do actually matter.
Mm-hmm.
Jevel is in a state of, I don't care anymore about the results, pure nihilistic take on it all.
Mm-hmm.
Of just, if nothing matters, then I can do whatever, I can do anything.
Yeah. And these are only, they only have shards of this freedom, right?
Yeah.
Shadow Crystal. So maybe each one of them is supposed to represent something about freedom, even, you know?
Actually, now that I think about it, do the Darkners know what they are? Ralsei knows what he is.
Yeah, Ralsei knows what they are.
Do the others?
I'm not sure. Why does Ralsei know so much, by the way? That's actually a really good question.
We know that Ralsei knows the prophecy. Could that be how they know all of that? But then all the ones in the church aren't as...
Yeah, the church...
Or
the
actually,
church...
there's the fire extinguisher guy. He knows that there's a church service and that it can't go on without him.
True.
And one of them points out, that guy's just a fire extinguisher.
Yeah, true. But yeah, I just...
Because the Shadow Crystal, if you use it in Card Kingdom, you thought you saw toys strewn on the floor. In the cyber world, you thought you saw the computer lab. TV world, you thought you saw the television get smashed to pieces. Dark Sanctuary, you thought you saw the lobby at the church. But it must have been just your imagination.
Very strange. All of them.
So the crystals allow you to see the light world, basically. But then in the light world, when you use the shadow crystal or the glass, the things that you see in each chapter change. You thought you could see through your hand. You thought you saw Susie glaring at you coldly.
Ooh.
You thought you saw Noelle close against you, whispering.
Oh, that's in chapter 3, though, right?
That's the Noelle one? That's chapter 4.
Oh, yeah, that chapter 4, Weird Route.
Just if you're inside Noelle's house and you use it then, that's what you see.
Huh.
You thought you saw Undyne frozen in ice. That's chapter 3, but unused.
Huh. Unused. That... Frozen in ice is, slowly looks at Snowgrave again.
And if you attempt to drop it, like discard it, you didn't quite understand why, but the thought of discarding it felt very wrong. And then in chapter 4, it would be like throwing away someone's question mark, question mark, question mark.
Ooh. This is making me again think like maybe what if so if it's showing you the light world in the dark world, right?
Right.
Then it's showing you the truth of the world, maybe? But then if you go and look at it in the light world, it's showing you stuff that's potentially from the weird route. Is that, again, maybe it's hinting towards the correct course of action? Maybe? That's weird, though.
The very weird one is, if you use it in the rooms where the prophecy is.
Oh?
You hold it up to your eye, and for some reason, no matter how you look, the prophecy's text does not warp into Crystal's lens. And then in the final room with the last prophecy, for some strange reason, the prophecy's text does not warp to the crystal's lens. You shake the crystal, however, nothing changes.
Huh.
So we know that the prophecy is basically immune to whatever the crystal and freedom are trying to do.
That's interesting. So maybe freedom doesn't let you break the ending.
Yeah, it could be that what you see in the crystal is you're seeing the true way the prophecy is supposed to go. But since the very beginning, we've gone off course. That's why Susie glares at you. She's supposed to be the dragon, the first big enemy. Noelle being close to you, whispering, because Noelle is supposed to be your ally, the monster that goes along with you, which is why she can equip ribbons, but Susie can't.
By the way, this is actually going to tie in here. We can remove this now, I guess, and we'll put in the last pawn theory that I have here written down is this one. Oh yeah, right. Hold on. Do that. And do that, and then that. Okay. Noelle was supposed to be the monster in the prophecy, and something really bad happens to the monster in the prophecy. Likely stayed up late to make sure they'd wake up late and get to class late, and thus not be paired with Noelle/Birdley.
Yeah, because the only reason you don't team up with Noelle and Birdley is because Susie came in right at that last moment.
Yep, true.
So if you had shown up earlier, you would have been paired with that trio. Or maybe even Birdley could have been paired off with Susie.
In this case, though, doesn't this mean that Chris is actually kind of like, I guess Chris is like not necessarily evil, but that does mean that Chris is conspiring to like mess with Susie then, right? Like maybe even kill Susie.
Yeah, because or it could be that they theorize, hey, if you're teamed up with, take the villain with you, Noelle will be fine this way.
That's true.
Because if the prophecy is specifying the girl, something happens to the girl, Noelle, who I assume that would be, and the dragon is supposed to be fine in the prophecy, maybe Chris thinks Susie can fight, Susie's strong, Susie will survive whatever the prophecy throws at her. That's
odd.
Why Chris gets so pissed in Snowgrave, because we're dragging Noelle back into the prophecy.
Yeah.
Just recall how emotional Chris gets when you give Noelle the thorn again.
Mm.
I believe that is the only time when Chris absolutely gets emotional and attacks us.
Well, no, I mean Chris does still attack us in Chapter 4 regardless, just not as brutally.
Yeah. Chapter 4 is just pull us out and throws in a box. It's not the same
Well,
as
Chapter 4,
actually...
Chapter 4, Chris smacks us with a hockey stick repeatedly.
Oh, yeah! I forgot about that.
And like, not even like a... I mean, I guess it's also to stop them from finding Chris, but
Yes,
also it's
basically to stop us from getting to the code.
But also pretty brutal still. Like it's not really
Though to be fair, if you just stay in the corner, Chris doesn't really do anything. Chris doesn't move around, try to smack us.
True.
So it feels like in the normal route, Chris doesn't have much reason to attack us and leaves us be as long as we don't do anything.
Mm-hmm.
But in Snowgrave, Chris is out for blood against us.
Which is interesting. We don't know for sure. Like, we don't know... Can Chris live without the soul?
We know that Chris's HP has gone down in the instance.
But is that Chris? But is that Chris's HP or is that our HP?
That's a good point there. I want to say it's Chris's HP.
And also a good
But
question
it
as
could
well.
again be us.
A good question as well is Chris removes the soul, and seems very like almost zombie-like.
Yeah, they kind of walk around like as if just limping around, semi-injured.
The thing is,
But clearly not too injured because they eat a pie and they make chocolate milk.
yeah, true.
But
Here's
then
the
again,
question.
that could be that they're eating the heel.
Yeah. Here's the question I have. Is that determination?
Determination lives in the soul, so if anything, taking us out wouldn't really help much with that.
That's true, I guess. I was thinking that because, like, in Undertale, determination, like, everyone can have determination. Even
Yeah, but
monsters,
it's kind of specified that it's in the soul, though.
Yeah. Okay.
And that leads me to another one of my thoughts is, does Chris even have a soul? Why are we able to go into Chris and move him around? Could it be that at the end of the first time the prophecy goes around, the one who gets hurt is Chris? Something happens to Chris's soul, and then Des did something to make it so Chris could keep living for a bit.
Yeah, it's weird, because, like, if you think about, like, there's a lot of stuff that happens in Chapter 4 that I feel like is really strange. And I don't... Unfortunately, we're pretty far out from having seen it, so it's kind of like both of us kind of don't really remember exactly everything that was done there.
Yeah.
Like, there was a lot of crazy stuff. I do remember there was a theory I had about... I didn't even write this down. There was a theory I had of... Right, in the normal route, obviously, you kind of, like, make a promise to Susie to go to the, what's it called, the festival?
Yeah, the festival.
But in the Snowgrave route, you get a call from Carol saying that Noelle wants to go to the festival with you, and Susie does not make that promise. I'm actually, like, one of the things I theorized was that at the, in Chapter 5, we would be ending up with Susie in the normal route, but Noelle in the Snowgrave route.
Right.
Which is...
Actually, another major change that happens between the two routes at the end is Asgore doesn't show up. Because in the normal route, at the end of Chapter 4, Asgore shows up and interrupts Sans tutorial dance party.
Does he?
You can tell it's Asgore because of the sound of the text boops.
I don't remember that, but you could be right. I just don't remember. But yeah, that does sound like it could be a thing, because I didn't really. To be fair, I didn't really listen that well. Okay, I have only one theory left that's like written down actually. It's a short one too. This is also kind of relevant to what we were talking about earlier as well. Hold on. Bird sound. And there it is. Chris will destroy the soul at the end of the Snowgrave route, or try to. Chris only tolerates the soul due to its ability to clear the Dark Fountains. That just seems like almost obvious, right?
Yeah, that feels like it's where it's going to lead.
Yeah.
Chris versus the soul. Try to outright get rid of us. I'm telling you, the vessel's going to come back. We're going to pilot the vessel around.
My question is, like, I still feel like, I mean, you know, this is just like personal theory, like like it's no proof of this whatsoever. I feel like maybe the Snowgrave route is actually going to be the good ending, but to get it, then Chris will like destroy the soul or something like that. You know what I mean? Like that's like you have to do bad stuff and then you also have to sacrifice the soul, right? Maybe that's what my like personal thought is, right?
Maybe. The other thing I'm thinking is, could it be that the final thing the soul is going to do is just seal the last dark fountain?
Maybe.
Which would be the true darkness one, the one in Castletown.
Yeah. Maybe. That was my last theory that I wrote down. But there's a lot of stuff that like all the stuff with like Chris removing the soul and going to talk to whoever, like all that stuff is like, oh, I had so much stuff I thought of and then it kind of just like went because I didn't really think about it afterwards. But yeah.
So one thing I do know, I realized the other day, I was watching like the intro again. Who are we? That's what I'm realizing now. What is our name? Because the mystery voice, which we all assume is Gaster, says, your name is... And then they trail off and Toriel jumps in saying Chris. We're assuming that our name is Chris. At least that's what Gaster was saying. What if Gaster was saying something else?
Good question. I mean, our save file does say our like name.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. That's weird. Okay, we don't have, I don't have any more theories. However, we got any predictions for Chapter 5? That's something I didn't even, really think about.
So, Chapter 5, the newsletter. What Toby says is, in Chapter 4, we saw dark clouds on the horizon. That's why, let's not look there for now. Let's turn around and watch the sun before it goes down completely. Let's smile again. Let's have one more fun adventure. Okay?
Yeah, that sounds bad. That sounds bad. I don't know, tell me, you're making it sound like something bad's gonna happen in any route, bro. What's going on here, man?
Yeah, it sounds like this is going to be the last big, happy time we're gonna have. I'm thinking that it's gonna start off like a happy adventure in the flower room. Oh, speaking of flowers, the newsletter. Let me show you the image that's right there. First image.
Flowey. I mean, flower. Just a flower. It's the same flower that's in Asgore's
and
room.
the last image.
Aren't they the same?
Yep. It just says conclusion. Flower. Sorry for waiting. But we still have to wait a bit more.
But yeah, the flower room does have that flower. And it is the Flowey flower. That is absolutely... Oh, man, I'm thinking about Flowey. I'm thinking about Flowey, and I'm thinking about Ralsei. Oh, man. No, none of that shit, okay?
That's basically all that's in the newsletter.
Really? Is that
There's a neat picture and some merch announcements, and saying that Chapter 6 is going really fast.
Oh. I'm thinking Chapter 5 was perhaps delayed due to... Let me turn the music again really quick. I'm thinking Chapter 5 was maybe delayed due to like the reason I think it was delayed might be because of my theory that you will end up with Noelle in the Snowgrave route, and maybe Toby was like, well, I need to make an entire different thing now, you know, like maybe the feature creeped a little bit, you know what I mean?
Right. For Chapter 6 right now, it looks like they have the basic gimmick set up, and now they're making some more overworld stuff. They got all the enemies and bullets basically done, and they are now just working on the last battle.
They're still working on it? That seems odd, considering it's only...
Oh, for Chapter 6.
Oh, Chapter 6. Oh, wow. Damn, okay.
And some cutscenes and NPCs, so they're thinking they're going to start work on Chapter 7 by end of year.
Oh, that's nice. Good.
Also, very important thing in the newsletter.
No, don't make stupid, sexy rules card, okay, Toby? Jeez,
Too
man.
late. It's pre-orderable. You can get a rules card plush and the stupid, sexy pose.
Well, I mean, we do know he's canonically, like, irresistible or whatever.
Weirdly enough, yes, he is confirmed canonically hot.
True.
He's weird, but hot. So yeah, I'm thinking that Chapter 5 is going to start off all upbeat and happy, like the first part of the flower shop, if you think about it. The flower shop has three areas. The first happy, vibrant area where all the flowers are growing. But then when you go into the back of the flower shop, where Asgore's living, it's all dingy, it's a mess. You just go in there and you just look at him and go like, damn, man, you live like this?
Yeah, true.
So things are going to get darker when you get there. And we know that there's something in the basement with a conspiracy board.
Yeah.
That's where the final boss is going to be. No. That's where the secret boss is going to be. The darkest part of it.
Ooh, yeah. Also, I just want to point out, when we did Chapter 3, I thought that was going to be the last happy adventure. Because of how dark it got at the end and how dark Chapter 4 was. I thought that was going to be it. Because Chapter 3 was, like, really, super happy-go-lucky, you know? Even more so than Chapter 2 or 1.
An incredible chapter with the best character of them all. It had Tenna, the #1 host, coming soon to a theater near you. Just turn on to the right dial. He's coming straight from your home.
But yeah, I thought that Chapter 3 was gonna be that because it's like super hyped up, super like happy, and then like Chapter 1 and 2 were not that. They weren't that, you know. They weren't as crazy, like super happy, you know.
Yeah, Chapter 1 and 2 they were more. Chapter 1 was more like Undertale vibe. Chapter 2 kind of kept the same vibe with a bit more darkness to it. Chapter 3 was like sunshine and rainbows.
Yeah.
But then Chapter 4, like...
straight into the dark.
That was a very somber one.
Straight into the dark.
So, but then remember that Rouse did mention, let's just have fun. Let's have some happy memories before we have to face that end.
Mm-hmm.
So Chapter 6 and 7, I'm imagining to get quite somber. Like, 6, I imagine, is going to be like Chapter 4 levels of dark again.
7, I imagine, is going to be... I don't know if it's going to be just dark. I think I don't think it's going to have a lot of comic relief. Let's put it that way. Right?
I think like Chapter 7 is going to feel like
the
end of Pacifist Route Undertale.
Mm.
It's going to feel very serious, but then with a lot of positive vibes behind it all. Like a lot of darkness to it, but with some light to it.
Yeah. Agreed. Okay, so we kind of already, like, from the trailers and stuff, we kind of already know what Chapter 5 is going to look like normally. What do you think the differences will be in Snowgrave Route? Because, like, my theory, of course, was that you get Noelle instead of Susie, right? That was my theory. But then, what would that change? And if that is the case, what would that change, you think?
The weird thing is, also considering that it looks like it's going to be in the flower shop. It's either going to be instead of the actual, like, festival itself.
Yeah, it could be before the festival. Maybe the festival is, like, actually going to be the end of the chapters.
Yeah, I could see that being the case, that at the end of the chapter, then you go prepare for the actual festival itself. If we do go with that route, I imagine minimal Snowgrave interference, because Noelle will be getting ready for that.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking about it. I think that we know that basically every chapter has had this whole theme of escapism. Escapism through playing with toys, escapism through internet, TV, religion. I think chapter 5 is going to play around with escapism through working so that you don't think about the bad things.
Yeah.
Like Asgore's always into gardening, so he doesn't have to think about, oh, my wife left me.
Oh god, do you think we're gonna do like... do you think we're gonna have like a farming simulator?
Oh gods, I hope not. But knowing Toby's gonna have a parody farming simulator.
Oh god.
It'll probably be something more like we just water a plant or something every now and then.
Yeah.
Water a plant 99 times. Yeah, it'll be like a slow-growing plant, and then Susie just gets frustrated. She's like, screw this! Dumps the whole thing of water in there, and it grows instantly.
Could see it happening. But yeah, like, I'm thinking about it, like, okay, if the festival is gonna be an endgame thing, right, it's either gonna be chapter 6 or 7. But if it's only gonna be, like, a midpoint, then maybe chapter 5 is it. Because it is the next, like... It is the day after the current day, is it not?
Right.
So like,
it should be that day.
Yeah.
And I forget, is Asriel supposed to be home in time for the festival?
I don't know if we know that.
Because we were actually... Oh, that just made me realize...
Maybe Asriel comes home at the end of chapter 5. That would be interesting, right?
Where university doesn't appear to be the first 4 chapters. Those are blah blah blah. Profile, main story, history, blah 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 blah.
I'm pretty sure people keep asking if he's going to be able to make it home for the festival. I'm pretty sure that's like a thing.
Toriel mentions Asriel before Chris goes to school, excited that he is scheduled to visit home next week.
Okay, so maybe not then.
Now, the assumption that we all did when we heard that is, 7 chapters next week, so it'll be each chapter one day, and then the last day that happens. But
it's not been one day each chapter.
Chapter 2 was Friday, because after that they went home.
Oh, and then there was no school. You're right.
So Sunday would be the festival. So which is now the day we're on. We're on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
So a festival on Sunday makes the most sense. So it's either, when they say next week, they could probably be referring to Monday, where an Asriel is supposed to come.
Mm-hmm. So that does make sense. Yeah, that's weird. I also have like a question. Do you think Asriel's gonna look like Undertale Asriel, or do you think Asriel's gonna look like completely different? And he's gonna look different from Ralsei?
Asriel is gonna look like a goth.
Yeah. Yeah, Asriel's not gonna look the same as Ralsei, I don't think. Well, then again, we did have Goth Ralsei in the Rock Cut series, so I don't know.
Let me... Where the beans is Toby Fox's notes on that. No, stop giving me these weird fan ones. I want the official concept art for Asriel, because I remember Toby had some great concept art. Aha! Oh, I hate the way that image looks. Let's enhance. Zoom in. Zoom in. Here is some of the concept art.
Oh, let me see if I can grab that for stream here. Why is that trying to save there? No. There we go. Pull it up on stream. If I had XSplit, I could do this instantly, but I do not. Let's do that, and then find it. There it is. There it is. There's the Asriel art.
And there's also another comment. I can't find the comment, but basically, Toby said, "Hey, I'm glad everybody has the same vision of Asriel being like some stupid, edgy-looking teen." Because he absolutely would be that type of person. Glad we all agree on the vibe.
True. Although he's in college now, so he might not.
Asriel hot, an angel gets its wings.
He might not look that much like that because he's in college now, right? He's in university, so he might be like more normal looking now.
Yeah, I'm thinking he'll look something like. Well, I think he'll look somehow like this, but with some goth energy to him. Toria will absolutely flip her lid.
Yeah.
Because it's clear that he's been raised in a very goody two-shoes conservative lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
But kids like that, when they go to college, they let loose.
Yeah. True. I think that's good, though. I don't have any more theories. I don't have any more predictions either, I don't think. Right? You?
Starwalker. What do you think Starwalker will do in the end?
Starwalker will,
Because, like, Starwalker, since you pick up Starwalker in Chapter 1, Starwalker has been showing up all the time, doing Starwalker things.
Starwalker will continue to do Starwalker things.
Starwalker will continue to walk. The real Starwalker. That's the final boss. This roaring night is really pissing me off.
Yeah. I was thinking the same thing. Like, you just find Starwalker before the end, like the very last boss. He's just like, this guy is pissing me off. It's great. Why is Starwalker so great? Why is Starwalker so funny?
Just the gap in the way he talks. The way the tone and vibe is so different from everything.
Yeah, pretty much. Alright. I think we could wrap up here. We've been going for like an hour and 45 minutes.
Oh dang, that long? I wonder if my throat started to get a little raspy.
Yeah, we can stop here. But yeah, thank you for coming on and doing these theories. This is good because the chapter's coming.
We have finally done the mythical theory stream.
Yeah. And chapter 5's coming like next week, is it?
Oh gods, I'm not ready. I'm not ready.
I'm not ready either. Well, actually, no, I am ready. But I do need to. I want to finish Voices of the Void first. You know, like I want to get that done.
Right.
But yeah, I should be able to do that on Monday at least, so that's good. Well, I shouldn't be able to finish it.
Purging all of your homepage of everything having to do with Deltarune. Don't watch any Deltarune content. Just binge Arcanite's content.
Nah.
That's what I did last time, and somehow none of my suggestions were Deltarune related.
I won't get spoiled because I'm very good at like mentally filtering out spoilers. Like I'm like a freak. If I start seeing something that's like, oh, that's spoilers, there's like a 20% chance it'll stick, and there's like a 80% chance my mind will just like be like, no, filtered. Like I'm not paying attention to that. You know what I mean?
Is that why you chat constantly has to scream at you when you miss something? You just mentally filter it out?
Maybe. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna end there though. Thank you for coming on, Noppy.
No problemo. May the eggs be with you.
You need to start streaming yourself soon, alright?
One of these days. One of these days I will.
Alright. Thank you guys for watching. Until next time, I'll see you guys later.
Bye-bye.
Peace.